Hi friends, I hope all of you are doing very well. This is our 236th video, and here we are going back to Sadhguru's previous birth, a particular birth which happened some 400 years back, 300 to 400 years back, and let us see some interesting facts, how he realized that in this lifetime. Okay, this again a very interesting video, I feel. See, like you want to plan certain things well ahead of time. Like that, Sadhguru was planning his programs for the January month, for January 1997 in October 96. Some 3 months ahead we will plan the program, only then we can announce and we can do the preparation for that. Then as he was planning for the 97 January program, somehow he got an inner voice. He heard an inner voice saying that it is not going to happen. So he immediately called a volunteer and asked him to shift the program from the last week of January to February, because of his intuitive power. He got the idea that it may not work out in January. Like then in November, in the month of November 96, he got all the edifice of Dhyanalingam. All the edifice of Dhyanalingam arrived. Because what do you mean by edifice? You see, this is the picture of Dhyanalingam, and see, this is the Dhyanalingam with 7 layers representing the 7 chakras of our body, and it is not kept on the floor. It is kept on this. That is Ananda Shayanam. You might have heard, you might have seen, at least in photos, Mahavishnu lying on the serpent, and a few layers of the serpent. There can be 5 layers, there can be 7 layers, like this. So this is what we mean by the edifice of Dhyanalingam. That is the other structures which are artificially made. Okay, so he ordered for those structures, and all those structures arrived. Okay, and by the time in November, he took another trip along with Vijay and along with some of the inmates of Isha Center. They all went to Orissa. There is a place in Orissa called SAMBALPUR. Even now, you know, SAMBALPUR is a place of tribes. That is, many tribes lived there. And some 300 to 400 years back, Sadhguru was also a tribal man. His name was Bilva. Actually, he got his name Bilva from the word Bilva. You know, in North India, in the place of V, letter V, they use B. So for Vasanti, they say Basanti. In South India, we say Vasanti, whereas in North India, they say Basanti. Like that, so many changes are there. So in the place of Bilva, in the place of V, they use the term B. So Bilva, his name was Bilva. He was a young chap in the late 30s of in the late 20s. Okay, and you know, the sanctity of this Bilva leaves. There is a tree. There is a Bilva tree, and the leaves of this Bilva tree, sometimes you have 1 leaf like this, sometimes there are 3 leaflets like this, sometimes there are 5, in some trees there are 7, different varieties of the same Bilva tree. And see, if you worship Lord Shiva, or if you worship Shivalinga with this leaf, it is very, very powerful. Your puja becomes very powerful, because Lord Shiva likes this very much. And the reason for saying all these things is, don't take the literal meaning of like Shiva liking this. That is, this leaf has a lot of vibrations. It is a very powerful leaf. That is why we offer this to God, to increase our vibration, not to increase the vibration of the God. Why we want to increase our vibration, and so we are using these things as our puja material, as simple as that. And in one of the videos, Sadhguru himself has said that when you go to Shiva temple, when you get some prasad, if there are some leaves, what we do as puja, the same thing comes back to us as prasad. So if you are getting some prasad of this bilva leaves, you can keep it for 3 or 4 days in your pocket. Keep it in your shirt pocket, keep it in your purse, because the vibrations which come from this is very great. The reverberations from this is very good. So this I too came to know by watching some of the videos of Lord Shiva, and there are 2 things which Lord Shiva likes very much, and Goddess Parvati also. One is this bilva leaves, the other is this flower. This is called Pavilamalli. This also, it has a very good fragrance, and this also, it is very good it is used for puja. Actually, this is the Pavilamalli flowers which I used in the morning puja, or in the evening when I recite Lalita Sahasranamam, I use this. And to worship Shivalinga, I use this also. Is from my puja room, I have brought it just to show you. Now, about these 2, I learnt a decade back. And so, as I was constructing my new house a decade back, I was very particular that I should have these 2 trees in my house. And I went to a nursery, bought this, planted it, and now both the plants have grown into trees and they are yielding the fruit. And I am using this for my puja on a daily basis. Okay, so this is just a side information, side track of the name Bilva. So he took his wife and the ashramites to the place. As he was nearing, he stopped the vehicle. He got down from the vehicle, and so all the others also got down. And Sadhguru started walking very fast. As he was walking and going, others also tried to follow him, but they were finding it very difficult. So fast he was going. And there was a pond, and the water is coming from Mahanadi. Okay. So when he went near the pond, he showed his hands. He asked all the others to stop there. Sadhguru went around the pond 3 times, and then he went and stood in front of a tree. The energy was so much that he started crying. He started shedding tears like anything. Tears were rolling down from his eyes. And he removed the garland, what he was wearing, and he put it onto the tree as a mark of respect. And the whole place was fully charged with energy. And by the time the others also came, and some of them started weeping. They didn't know the reason for weeping like that, but they were weeping. Some rolled, some fell on the fell flat on the ground and they were rolling. Now, all these things are because of the high energy present in that place. And the tree, actually he identified the tree, and actually the old tree, see, he identified the tree because Bilva spent many days sitting under the tree with his family people. You know, belonging to a tribal group, they don't have any concrete buildings. They move from place to place. And if they find a temple, if they find some place under the tree, wherever they like, they settle down. They stay there for some time. They cook, they sleep, they do everything there. And then after some time, they get up from that place and they start moving. That is how the life of the tribal people is. So, Bilva, being a young chap, he seemed to have spent some time under this tree along with his family members. And actually the old tree had died, but you know, the seed from that old tree had fallen on the bark of the tree, and from the bark itself that seed had grown into another tree. But actually it is the same old tree reborn as a new tree, you can say. And the reason for Sadhguru and others to feel the energy and to shed tears, it is not that they are deliberately crying. See, they are doing away with their old karmas. When you go to such places, there is so much of change in the mood. You shed tears. So many things happen in our body because of the energy level. And I have already described this tree in my previous video, where I was describing the life of Bilva some 300-400 years back. And this is the place where Bilva was killed. You know, I have already told you that Bilva, a young chap belonging to a tribal group, fell in love with a very beautiful Brahmin girl. Her name was Shambhavi, and because of this love affair, Shambhavi's uncle, along with his friends, tied Bilva onto a tree, and you know, Bilva's family was snake charmers. So Bilva had close association with snakes for the past 3 or 4 lifetimes. And from Bilva's snake, they selected the most venomous snake, and they tied the boy, they tied Bilva onto a tree, and then they made the snake sting, bite the person, and he died of the snake venom, the poison of the snake venom. And somewhere else, Sadhguru explained that no, we can also imagine a young chap in his late 30s, late 20s, fully charged with love for a girl, and because of that he is killed, that too by a snake bite. You know, what will be the emotion of that boy? Just think of that. It is beyond our imagination. And somewhere else also Sadhguru had explained this, that he died with a lot of pain, and towards the, but at the same time he didn't want to give up. He didn't want to show that he succumbed to their what should I say, ill feeling. They wanted to kill him, but he didn't want to show that they succumbed to their ill feeling. So he was struggling till the end, and he tried, but he knew he is going to die. And because of that, and he said, by the intervention of a higher divine power, I left my body with full awareness. Okay, so in all probabilities this is the tree where he was tied and killed. And so because he left his body with full awareness, the energy was so much even now. So that is how he went to the place along with his wife and inmates to see it for the final time. Okay, and this is not something new. All of us would have felt at one time or the other, if not all of us, some of us, I have felt like when you go to a new place, you have a feeling that you had already visited that place once. That is called deja vu. You can type this deja vu word and Google it and see. And there are many videos in YouTube on that. So this is, see, for example, you are going to Bangalore. In this lifetime, this is the first time you are visiting Bangalore. But when you go to a particular place in Bangalore, you already feel that you had come earlier. All the places seem to be very familiar. That is deja vu. And it is not that in this lifetime you had come earlier. Maybe in the previous lifetime, or in the previous lifetime sometime back, you had lived there or you had visited that place, and that old memory is surfacing when you go to the same place because of the energy. But since we are not great sadhakas, since we are not great meditators, we are not able to see the whole picture as it is. In some places when I went, I had felt it like that. It need not be only a temple, it need not be only a sacred place, any place. If you go for a tour also, when you visit some place, you get the deja vu feeling. Okay. So I think you liked the video. I think you enjoyed listening to it. Stay tuned for the next video. Till such time, may God bless you. All the best. Thank you.